Have you ever wondered why political power often runs in families, generation after generation? This question has intrigued historians, political scientists, and curious minds alike. Welcome to the fascinating world of political dynasties, where politics is more than just a profession, it's a family business. Political dynasties, where leadership roles are passed down through generations, are not a new phenomenon. From ancient empires to modern democracies, these family legacies have been a constant feature in the political landscape. This is not just the case in one country or region. Political dynasties are a global occurrence. Let's consider the United States, a nation that prides itself on its democratic principles. Yet, it has seen the likes of the Kennedys, the Bushes, and the Clintons, each leaving an indelible mark on the country's history. Across the Pacific, in the Philippines, the political landscape is dominated by families who have held power for decades. Even in India, the world's largest democracy, the Gandhi-Nehru family has been a significant political force since the country's independence. But why does politics often become a family business? The reasons are as diverse as the countries themselves. In some cases, it's due to the wealth and influence that comes with political power, allowing families to establish and maintain their hold. In others, it's driven by the public's familiarity and trust in a known name, leading to a legacy of leadership. However, political dynasties are more than just a fascination. They raise important questions about democracy, meritocracy, and governance. They challenge the very notion of equal opportunity in public service, as power often rests with a select few families. So, as we navigate through the world of political dynasties, we are left to ponder: are these political families a testament to their leadership skills, or does their continued dominance point to an inherent flaw in our political systems? Let's delve deeper into the history of political dynasties and their evolution over time. The history of political dynasties dates back thousands of years. It's a tale as old as civilization itself, beginning with the ancient empires of Egypt and Rome. These early civilizations were governed by ruling families, who passed power from generation to generation, creating a lineage of leadership that spanned centuries. In Egypt, the pharaohs held both political and religious power, their bloodline considered divine. Similarly, in Rome, families such as the Julius Caesaris, yes, the very family of Julius Caesar, held sway over the Republic and later, the Empire. These early dynasties were more than just families. They were institutions, their power deeply entrenched in the fabric of society. They laid the foundation for the political dynasties we see today, setting a precedent for family rule and hereditary succession. From these ancient empires, the seed of political dynasties was sown, growing and evolving into the complex systems we encounter today. Over time, political dynasties have adapted and evolved, reflecting the changing dynamics of society. Let's take a step back into the ancient world. The pharaohs of Egypt, the Roman Caesars, the Chinese emperors of the Han Dynasty, these were the original political dynasties. They were built on the foundations of power, wealth, and lineage, with leadership passed from generation to generation. Fast forward to the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, where we saw the rise of royal families and noble houses. These political dynasties, like the Plantagenets, the Tudors, and the Habsburgs, wielded immense power across continents, shaping the course of history. As we move into the modern era, political dynasties have taken on a new form. No longer just about blue blood and crowns, they are now forged in the crucible of democracy. The Kennedys, the Bushes, the Gandhis, these families have become synonymous with political power in their respective countries, winning elections and shaping policy over decades. And it's not just about family names and political power anymore. Political dynasties have had to adapt to the changing norms of society and the evolving political systems. They've had to navigate the rise of democratic values, the push for transparency, and the demand for merit-based leadership. And let's not forget technology. In this digital age, political dynasties have had to rebrand and reinvent themselves. They've had to embrace social media, harness the power of data, and engage with constituents in new and innovative ways. Yet despite these changes, the essence of political dynasties remains the same. They are still about power, influence, and legacy. They are still about families who've woven their narratives into the fabric of their nation's histories. While the nature of political dynasties has changed over time, their presence in the political landscape remains significant. The influence of political dynasties is far-reaching and profound. Their impact on politics and society is not a simple one to dissect, but let's give it a shot. One of the most apparent effects of political dynasties is the stability and continuity they offer. When a family has held political power for generations, they've had ample time to establish their policies, build connections, and gain the trust of their constituents. This kind of continuity can be reassuring for citizens, providing a sense of stability in an often turbulent political landscape. On the other hand, political dynasties can also lead to a lack of diversity in leadership. When power is concentrated within a single family, it can limit the opportunities for fresh perspectives and ideas to enter the political arena. This lack of diversity can lead to stagnation, with the same policies and approaches recycled generation after generation. Moreover, the concentration of power within a single family can raise concerns about nepotism. The perception or reality of favoritism can undermine public trust in the political system. It can create a sense of entitlement among the ruling family, leading to potential misuse of power or corruption. Furthermore, political dynasties can contribute to economic inequality. In many countries, political power and wealth go hand in hand. When a single family controls political power for generations, they can amass significant wealth, contributing to a growing gap between the rich and the poor. On the flip side, it's also worth noting that political dynasties can play a role in fostering national identity. In many nations, political families have become synonymous with the country's history and identity. They are often seen as the embodiment of the nation's values and aspirations, contributing to a sense of unity and shared purpose. However, it's crucial to remember that the impact of political dynasties can vary greatly, depending on the specific context. The nature of the political system, the family's popularity, and the individual abilities of its members all play a role in determining the dynasty's impact. Despite the mixed views, the impact of political dynasties on our political systems is undeniable. Whether seen as a force of stability or a barrier to diversity, their influence continues to shape the political landscape. As we look ahead, what could be the future of political dynasties? A question that invites us to delve into the realm of speculation, yet grounded in the realities of societal shifts, political systems, and technological advancements. Political dynasties, with their inherent ability to wield power and influence over generations, may continue to persist. However, the nature of their existence could be significantly altered by the winds of change. In the past, the longevity of a political dynasty was largely dependent on the family's ability to maintain its hold on power. But societal attitudes are shifting. A growing emphasis on meritocracy and equality could challenge the notion of political inheritance. The public's increasing demand for transparency and accountability could further pressure these dynasties to justify their position of power, not by lineage, but by virtue of their abilities and achievements. The future of political dynasties could also be shaped by the evolution of political systems. As democratic ideals continue to spread globally, the acceptance of dynastic succession in politics may decline. The rise of grassroots movements and participatory democracy could empower individuals and communities, reducing the influence of political dynasties. Moreover, technology is likely to play a pivotal role. The digital age has democratized information, giving power to the masses to scrutinize and question the actions of those in power. Social media platforms and digital tools could provide a platform for political discourse and activism, challenging the dominance of political dynasties. However, it's also worth noting that these same tools could be leveraged by political dynasties to consolidate their power. Through strategic communication and digital campaigns, they could shape public opinion and maintain their influence. So, the future of political dynasties appears to be a complex interplay of societal attitudes, political systems, and technology. Their survival or demise may hinge on their ability to adapt to these changes and redefine their role in the political landscape. Only time will tell what the future holds for political dynasties. In a nutshell, political dynasties have a long and complex history. We've journeyed together through the origins of these families, where power and politics have intertwined over generations, creating legacies that have shaped the world. We've seen how these dynasties have evolved, adapting to changing times and circumstances, while maintaining their influence and grip on power. We've also delved into the impact of these political dynasties, their role in shaping policies, influencing decisions, and steering the course of nations. We've seen the good, the bad, and the complex implications of such power concentration. Looking ahead, we've speculated on the future of these dynasties. Will they continue to thrive, or will new societal norms and democratic values challenge their existence? We may not have all the answers, but one thing is certain. While political dynasties may change and adapt, their influence on the political landscape continues to be a fascinating topic of discussion.